No EOE cards is a feature, indeed. I'll keep. Well, I'm missing a payoff, but we're gonna draw it. Today I still play 80 cards, but I replace some of the cards. Added 2 stock ups. So that my deck is bigger, but I can still find stuff more easily. And the second Surveillant, because we were lacking the second one, for sure. Surveillance looks pretty impressive. And like certainly the reason they are not in the 60 card deck is because they don't fit. Not because they're weak. I summon Urza Saga. And Mapster. Stab this. No stabbing. Wow. We got a Surveillant to copy. Potentially. Or maybe I will just copy... I don't know, we'll see. Preordain. Seems like copying Surveillant is very nice. Should get a payoff next turn. Which one I choose? Well, I guess both is the answer. I attack with a 5/5. Discards Flash. I jump. I play in the Showa Brawler. I am impressed. Okay, opponent plays a tap land, so now we know we have free reign to tighten our seatbelts. So early, Mr. Streamer. Welcome, Bobsia. It is quite early, and it is kind of crazy that I just deliberately wake up at 7:30 on Saturdays to play Magic the Gathering, but I've been doing that. More like tighten our seatbelts. That's the way I'm saying that this entire time. That is literally the joke, my friend. You couldn't sleep. You could use the military falling asleep technique. It's multi-step and you have to actually just close your eyes, calm your breath, and I don't know, I never tried it, so I don't know if it actually works. But soldiers kind of have to fall asleep quickly in sometimes unpleasant conditions. Poland doesn't have conscription, it does not. I mean, my method for being unable to sleep is to grab my phone and stare at it for the next 5 hours, which is arguably maybe the opposite of what you should do. So I'm just being, you know, tough in theory, but in practice, not so much. I have an IRL Polish friend now and she was in the army. She told me do wesela się zagoi the other day. It's a common Polish saying, yes. So I trust you when you're saying that she said that. You'd bashed your knee really badly. That is exactly where you say that. I don't really know why you say that. Like you say it when somebody's injured but not badly and you just like say it to brush it off, but I don't really understand the relevance of the Vesela being the wedding party. You have to work again from Monday onwards. Holy shit, chat. Imagine 4 days work weeks. Which day would you rather have free? Friday or Monday? Or maybe Wednesday? Wednesday would be the crazy option. But it's not without upsides. Also, Raidku asked me if I will be showcasing my magic skills today. If that means to ask whether I play in the showcase qualifier, which is in the format of Popper, I will tell you no. Oj kurwa, hejsa dałem temu samemu? No nie, ale zjebałem. Bro, why is Villain at 19? Why can't you just die already? Mr. Beast, join.
Phenomenal control player.
Join in and finish that fool. Depends if you're busy at work. Let's assume you're working a bullshit job where you don't do anything to begin with. If you actually do like a real job, then I guess it gets tougher. Well, you could shower during this turn, you die, you should have. Could have showered twice already. I even fetched 2 forests just for you, so that you can also wash your hair and then even maybe brush your teeth. So I'm doing all of this for you. So you have more time. Hypothetically, because you are not actually doing this. I cut Dryad of the Elysian Grove because it did not feel particularly great yesterday. Check if Danielakos is playing. I don't know if Danielakos is up at this early of an hour. Seems like he's not. I wonder if I want Barrow Downs against the... Plage deck. It's occasionally useful. I think I'll just trim Preordains. And one. Well, I don't know. Stock up is kinda good, right? I think I would rather trim more Preordains post-board and have 4 decent members. Not sure. You gotta have a license to crank your hog in the UK now. That's good. Can't just let people crank it all the way up. Willy-nilly. Preordain should be hybrid blue-black. Maybe hybrid blue-green. Nice deck, idiot. Oh, my deck doesn't function if I block your Ragavan. Oh, my deck is so good. I play 5 colors. Yes, yes. Bro, giga pathetic. Don't even have blue. You can go wash your hair, Udaya. You will have time now. What if I get Solitude? Then I guess I will lose. Ranking your hog, what a term that is. Pretty funny term. I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Get on the plane. I will scoop once I see the Hasteland. Yeah, that's a pretty funny thing. But I guess some believe that. Oh yeah, so how do you kill me? Says a man with no outs. Clearly. Oops. You think opponent can beat the board as it stands? Yes, yes. That's exactly what I meant. Is the Zoo deck really bad, or am I just biased against it because I think Titan has a good matchup against it? Which one is the case, chat? We lost to Fotzies though. Well, Fotzies seems like one of the better cards I could have. Sounds a bit annoying to face actually, so... Alright, I can get it. No, the Zoo deck is really bad. I really like the part where you play a ley line. And the upside of the ley line is that your mana works. But then you're casting spells that are worse than like the 2-color deck plays. The 2-color mid-range deck plays. Except for that one cheese combo where it's good, but I guess Zoo is a combo deck. In that case. So it's an interesting situation. I guess allegedly it's good against energy, or at least I've been so told in the chat. But we know as how it is with goods against energy in practice. Five minutes to 21. Good clock usage. Wow. -5. Trying to stock up in 2 different ways. Whoa. Whoa. Marsh Flats. Ragavan. In that case, I summon the natural predator of your monkey. Paying 2 life for my breeding pool, so maybe I will regret that later, but I don't regret it now. Discharge, okay. Literally 0 mana discharge because it lets them create a treasure, so opponent just generated mana, basically a pirating ritual at the same time. wonder if maybe it's better to hold Amulet in hand. I think only after I played it. Because I might hit Scapeshift but no second Amulet, and then I'd regret I did hit Scapeshift. So now if my opponent static prisons my Amulet, I will cry. And otherwise I kinda wouldn't. Urza Saga exiled. No i static prison zagrane, no. Punishment. Bombardment, sacrificing a treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means that they don't double tokens. Seems wild not to fetch in that case, but sure. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder. I think I will just GSZ for Grazer and keep up Boseju. Ideally, I get to hit static prison. Wait, no surveil? You just kept the fetch for lulz? Is your hand perfect? That's puzzling. Seems giga bad not to fetch then last turn to keep blessing. Alright, so villain hits me for 1, 2, 3, 4. I go to 9. Then they make 2 cats. So I live. So I can just keep boss edge to hit the static prison. What if villain plays flash? Post combat. 1, 2, 3, 4. I go to 9. They play flash. I go to 6. Well, flash is 4 damage. So I will need to kill bombardment in response to flash. I will need to kill bombardment in response to Ajani as well. Colossus exiled. A bit annoying time-wise, but not much. Seasoned Pyro. I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, it doesn't make any tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. I don't need to kill the bombardment now. Still just make 2 cats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. I'll die to lightning bolts, notably, but nobody plays lightning bolt in energy in this day and age. So we won. Well, I mean, I guess Trap and Charm. Could be a thing. But my Colossus has been exiled, so what can I do? Not much. So I'll just hope they did not. Any advanced anti-trap and charm moves? Not really. Can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Yeah, no, bro, do you have the fucking Fraben charm, really? And really, like, you hit my Cultivator Colossus with your Ragavan? That's a shame. That's so lucky. Pay costs. Bro, that's not even the correct timing. What are you doing? Middle Battlements? That's actually horrible. I also have my Echoing Deeps exiled. What a shame. Because now I will lose to Pact. Because I can't haste my Titan. Disaster. Opponent doesn't even begin to fathom how fortunate was the set of events that led them to this situation. Like, they have no idea. Move was right. Yes, move was right. Well, like, the issue was that just Ragavan exiled my Cultivator Colossus, so I couldn't go for the Colossus instead. The downside of this build is that I don't have sideboard against energy, so I'll have Minstrel and Dryad Arbor and no sweepers against Boros energy, so losing game 1, kind of a shame. Hand is pretty bad. I could keep it. Seems quite bad though. I think we're gonna look for something better. This might be slightly better. Not by much. Maybe could keep the amulet in hand. But if I draw a free drop, I want to cast it. And I have some. Turn 1 Ragavan. Another Broseju. Sure, buddy. Your Savannah Lions resolves. Knuckle Pariah. Well, this would be a moment where a sweeper would be absolutely incredible. Not gonna lie. A Vampire's Vengeance would clear this board quite nicely. I guess we're playing against Ragavan, but it's still better to mill. But against Ragavan, the surveils actually don't matter, because they clear them anyways. So I could keep Forest on top so that they exile Forest and not Cultivator Colossus again, but Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze gone. They have all their mana up, which is not pretty. I think I'm hasting. Likely gonna get Trap and Charmed, but also... What am I supposed to do? Not haste? Bro, literally nothing all over me with Trap and Charms. Impossible card to beat. The issue is that we have to pay for a pact. On top of the issue being that we can die easily to my opponent flipping a Johnny. Or having another interaction card. So I think I need to draw Scapeshift, I guess. That would be the goal. I surveil top. Alright, top, and now what? Nothing. That was a pretty pathetic match. Kahira, oh baby, when you walk like that, away I won't go mad. Harit bill, do. I would reveal Yorion happily in this variant. Hopefully I will not get demolished by Wrath of the Skies, although Lush Portico might be blue-white, might be some more of a... Well, we'll see, hard to say. Very well could just be blue-white and nobody is playing Omnaths anymore. Titan, that's a great draw. Could also be green-white cats. Meow. For sure it's a Solitude deck, so I cannot just haste my Titan. Do I want to bounce back the Golgari Rot Farm to my hand? I don't think so, in case of subtlety. I'll get Saga and Tolaria West. Assuming there is gonna be a bounce land in my future. I just bottom that, it's like saving mana. Maybe it was time to get Shifting Woodland for the Woodland Saga trick, but I don't have Delirium, so I guess it was not. Do I think Thick Titan is real? No, I think it is an unserious deck. Steam Vents. Is Hawkron Scepter? Holy shit, but it costs 2 mana to cast something, right? So it doesn't sound so great to me. Never heard of Broseju. Maybe they will solo with my Titan. But even then, still, like, I can draw Broseju. So I don't know about that, buddy. Main deck Sex Time. Funny how Boseju is so much more broken than the rest of the cycle. Sure. What I would say is the most funny about it is that, to me... Wait, it's 6 against Isochron Scepter? That's fine. What is Kurvysynia? What is funny about all of that, to me, is how... Boseju costs 2 mana and it has that cost reducing text, so the biggest you can drop it costs is 1. And it says, yeah, it's cheaper for each legendary. And you say, well, but it already costs 2, so if I reduce it once, then it costs 1, right? And it can be reduced further. To which you say, correct, yes. Yeah, what if they have cost increasing cards? True. They thought of everything. They want Collector Ouphe? Mystical Dispute for what exactly? I mean, assuredly they play 4 counter spells in their deck. Boseju is in theory the easiest effect to be dead in a typical standard deck matchup. True. With disputes, I'll keep 3 Scapeshifts. I guess I'll keep the second Pact still. It's bad, but makes it function. I don't know about Dryad Arbor. Needle for their so-called combo seems really bad to me. I already have Boseju. Like, Boseju matches up so well against Chant. Like, there is no need. Needle you just put into play and it just gets swept by an effect later on. Although maybe they don't even play Wrath of the Skies at all. Alright, -1 Scapeshift. Let's keep the Dryad Arbor for the lulz. But, I mean, they probably should board out the Scepter because I just have the Bosejus in my deck. Like, I will hit the Scepter. You can't avoid that. The plan of the Scepter is to just sit with it in play forever. It just doesn't work. And if they keep the Scepter, then sure. Play it, exile your spell, cast it once. But I would just side it out. Survel Tolaria West. Always a bit tricky, but I guess I will just ditch it. In this hand, don't want to draw it. Do I need Dryad Arbor for anything? Might be a waste. Again, like, Scepter kinda indicates lower chances of Wrath of the Skies being there. Wrath would be just stupid, would kill my monster for no reason. Which would be sad. Well, maybe they don't play Counterspell in their deck. Seeing all of those Sacred Foundries, Lush Porticos. They do have Wrath of the Skies, okay. Stock up. Get lands. I don't know what's up with the random colors. Maybe they do actually just play Omnath. That's probably the likely explanation. Okay, they play an Omnath deck. That explains everything. In that case, I guess I board out Dryad Arbor against a Ren in 6 deck. Wrath of the Skies matches up quite badly. Oh yes, Silence Exochron Scepter, the perfect win condition for my 4-color card advantage pile. I mean, honestly, sounds pretty good, right? Orim's Chant is pretty good with card advantage. Pretty bad if you don't have card advantage. So, pretty decent with Planeswalkers, maybe. Perhaps even. I bounce 6, okay. Well, I mean, it's rough. Also, Ren, Orim's Chant. That's kind of a combo as well. So it actually makes plenty of sense to me. You Orim's Chant a person and then you retrace with Ren eventually. That's just a win con. I have my Slaughter Pact. I wish. Also wish for my opponent to not Orim's Chant me anymore. Thank you. Seems like I will be getting co-signed. Wrath of the Skies. I will not be getting co-signed. That was funny. Should have gotten a Gruul Turf with Battlements in play. Absolutely. A bit of a mistake. Would have been better to be able to haste 6. Or Colossus. Imagine if Wrath of the Skies was simply an instant forever. Chat. Would you want to live in that world? Sounds a bit rough. Grab Kahira is no sign of strength. Yeah. Although exiles Kahira to Solitude is a sign of something. Not sure what though. On. Really rough that I did not search for the turf. It's going to have... No, it's quite punishing. Omnath, Locus of Creation. I fetch, I make 4 mana, I pass. Any merit to retracing Amulet here? I did not quite have the balls, but there was some merit, yeah. There was actually a bunch of merit. Perhaps should have done that. 6 won a game for you at FNM. Grabbed you a game-winning Lotus Field. Congrats. Wait. Bounce Omnath? Omnath is gone. Omnath is back. Yes, Tefari with Orim's Chant is pretty solid. Bro, how did I end up with... That's fine. It's actually fine. Oh, that's a good one. Lotus Field. Bounce land. Can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Get on the plane. Wow. Oh, I paid 2 life for my breeding pool. That's sad. Happens to the best of us, and I'm not even the best. I'm just a guy. But that's a big downside of running shocklands, because they shock you in those spots because you hold free to like indicate all yes, and then you get got. Blood Crypt. Faithless Looting. What's that? Hollow one? I would love for it to be hollow one. Emperor Boners. Alright, who knows exactly what's that? It seems like reanimation deck, of course. Faithless Looting, Emperor of Bones, but what exactly? I don't know.
He's a phenomenal control player.
3 years? I hardly knew her.
Wait, what, Barczek? Your joke makes no sense. I hope you are aware. No sense whatsoever. Wasted Surveils. Sultan Carriage is trying to fit in. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Great joke. Haha. Really funny, Barczek. Psychic Frogster, okay. Putting Grazer into play. Denies the frog card draw. Unless my opponent gets rid of that, and also means I can Titan next turn, so seems overall quite useful. Another stock up. Not quite what I'm looking for, but I will not complain. It is overall quite useful still. Archon discarded, Monka. Persist. Powerful play. Double Preordain, double stock up. They tremble in the face of your card advantage and selection. Sort of. Or rather, I would want for that to be the case, but it's kind of not. We won. Can somebody tell me why Polish is something you can do and you can be? All just quirks of the English language, I guess. But that's an excellent point. It's kind of weird. Dodge subtlety. Successfully. Managed not to pay 2 life. For no reason. Which is very nice. I special summon. No, normal summon. Cultivator Colossus. Now, how will I sideboard against a deck with Archon of Cruelty, Frog, Reanimation? Might be a bit challenging. Seems like black interaction, but also Spell Pierce. I expect my opponent not to have Counterspell, but probably Consign for sure. I mean, I should really Consign. Yes, Blood Crypt will be a sign of no Counterspell, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Harbinger definitely something that I'm thinking about as well. Sounds plausible. Can I just win? Post board? Yes, yes. On my way towards just winning, chat. No, I skip no combat. See, chat, all of that rush to skip combat. Can't you just win? See, I can't because mistakes happen. You have to be careful, and if you rush, then you might have to wait a turn. Is this one of the hardest decks in Modern to play right now? Sort of. Abhorrent Ochulus. That is eye-opening. I guess you persist Ochulus. Energy is harder. Sure. Could this also happen IRL? Instead of saying I go to combat, you say lol skip combat? Yeah, that could happen. Seems like it's member matchup. A Persisted Archon is a 5/5 as well, so honestly, that's a good reason to do that. Ochulus, Frog, lots of hits. In Poland we call that fatal misspeaking. Do we? What to board out? Ten Minstrel to kurwa, nie wiem, nic nie robi. Was useful a few times. Grazer against a frog deck? Totalne przejęzyczenie, że z solą. Sideboarding is a whole lot harder without famished World Sire. I agree. So true. Okay, we can board down on Grazers further actually. It's a Potsies deck and I can GSZ for Grazers. Free Force of Vigor. Yeah, I lost to Mirror. I mean, like, you should be familiar with canister deck building by now, right? Lose to deck equals add 5 sideboard cards for the deck. If possible. Should I Dryad Arbor? I'm not sure. Not sure, so I will. I forget, can you board down to a 60 card deck? No. You have to have at most 15 cards left in your sideboard. You can board up, but not down. Well, I mean, you can board down if your sideboard is empty. You can play a 75 card main deck and board down to 60. Can I play Eldritch Reclaimer next challenge? Sure. I really would hate to, but I should, yeah. You get rewarded for deploying the Arbor, by the way. Yes, there was that like one deck in like the first companion arena weekend or something. John Star lost to Yorion boarding down into Obosh, which destroyed him. Mentally. I meant to put it on the bottom, but whatever. Sounds kinda cringe not having access to Obosh game 1. Well, you have Yorion. But, you know, back then we used not to think in those categories. Alright, this one into my graveyard. I play Titan. I consign, okay. So the Arbor protects my Titan from Archon of Cruelty, which is also nice. Discard Persis, discard Emperor of Bones. Fly. Yes, my cam is mirrored. It's should I face the game. What do you mean the wrong way? Oh, you mean the... like how bottles open clockwise versus counterclockwise. Holy shit. Really observant of you. In Europe, bottles open clockwise. Yes, yes, in Europe do. In Europe we have, you know, some, you know, nice stuff like bottles clockwise. I sacrifice 7 lands. Imagine losing to a soggy meatball. Couldn't be me. I think my win rate against Mr. Soggy Meatball is probably rather high. We mostly play in the morning challenges. Do I actually think Minstrel is good? Not really, no. There's been a few times it's been useful and game winning, but I think most of the time it is not. So, well, if you want to play a serious variation of the deck, which is 60 cards, then you can't fit it. Probably 30% as they're frog gamers. No, Soggy Meatball is a funny deck gamer, so this is like a frog deck, but it's not a counterspell deck, it's a Archon Reanimator deck, so I think it's quite a bit better. What about Consult the Stars? Is it just a war stock up in Amulet? For sure. It's also blue, so it's impossible to kick. Man, I wish I could get back into Magic. What's stopping you? Spider-Man? Fair. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, ruins magic for or me. I can't play with Spider-Man because I cringe when I see a card. With Spider-Man, Spider-Man. It's fine, MTGO and Arena are free from Marvel slop. The word slop is so powerful, by the way. It feels really derogatory. I think it's successful in conveying the meaning. New York equals ancient tomb reprint. Is that true? Uramingo. Stop playing with your food. Why? I mean, what do you want me to do? It's post-combat. Can't attack my opponent. No Valakut today. You wouldn't attack them anyway if you could. Maybe that's true, but also, how is that relevant? Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I tutor up 2 lands. Do you think Soggy Meatball thinks there is a chance to win this game? You can check. How does it look from Mr. Soggy Meatball POV? Nothing I can save us, okay. Seems right. Just send the video to the police. No, I don't want to get swatted. Or gromed. Whatever the equivalent would be in Polska. Why don't I kill their lands? Because this is time consuming. And I'm gonna pass. Also Survey 1. Slopped. We need approach for these post-combat turns. True. We won. I had Valakut Dryad on Wednesday when we played. A really good hand, by the way. Preordain enriches it with its presence. Add garnish to a plate or garnish wages. If you garnish wages, do you lower them? Preordain really better than Mirror Pool in this hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you mean that? Are you saying that ironically? Because it is way better. Can find me a bounce land if I want to. Actually, it's not so good in this hand, maybe. Is this where we construct? Well, the construct has 0 chance of mattering, so I don't. Why not Vestige to find bounce land and pop out them the next turn? Because if I fail, then I don't. So instead, I wanted to set up the extra Saga so I can find map if I need to. With the next Saga. Preordain found us the Simic Grove Hanweir. But basically casting turn 2 Preordain would have been fine to try to go for turn 3 kill, but also playing Saga meant I have a guaranteed turn 4 kill, and my opponent played a fetch land and passed, so I figured I have some time. The bot said they were playing Zoo as well, and they play Zoo, then there is no pressure on me. If I didn't see the message from the bot, then I guess I would see Wooded Foothills and think, holy shit, what if they play Storm? And then I would shit my pants and maybe play the Preordain instantly. Anything scary in Zoo? Not really. No, they don't play anything like that, just Leyline Binding and Stubborn Denial. Opponent, your Leyline Binding will not do anything. I can excel my thing, but it's not going to lead you anywhere. So you could just F6. Rusticated Charm you have to pay for your mistake. Kurwa, ale mnie tym bindingiem tutaj wytrykałeś w typie. Czuję się tak wyjebany doszczętnie, że normalnie się zesrałem. It's good that they tried though, of course, like educational from their POV. Good morning, Mr. Chimba. Are you back from your RCQ already? Unfortunately, the Bobber song is age restricted, Rusticated Charm, so I can't play it. It's not gonna play in an embedded window. Wow. -5 life points for my opponent. I did some random cards against Zoo earlier today. I like it when I leave 2 Saga and 80 because then I can tutor it when it's needed. I can draw it sometimes and it's alright. But I will not get flooded on it. Yes, it seemed like it was sampling Englishman in New York. What a hand. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it is a turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 stock up, so I'll keep. Matches up well against Ragavan. How did I like EO Sealed? I have not played anything. Tribal Flames, RIP Grazer. Urza Saga is gone. Stubborn Denial would be a disaster scenario. O ty skurwysynu. We've been ruined. It's over, chat. This game. We have been giga countered. Many competitive sealed events coming up. Set is kinda weird though. Weird in what ways? Bro, my explore. Okay, maybe not over. I mean, dismember against Ragavan always kinda awkward. Opponent's hand is likely more Ragavans as well. plays differently from the last couple. No common duals, way less signpost multicolors, narrow archetypes. Sounds rough for sealed. Four-person draft. No way, there is no such thing as four-person draft, right? GSE is kind of bought into stubborn in the stubborn denial deck. That is probably actually the cut. They don't even have the second Ragavan. They just have removal, consign, lands. Could consign the Vestige right now, which would be kind of brutal. But if they stab the Pact, I don't know. Probably made not much sense. Is sealed a skill format? It's Giga skill. When I win. And no skill when I lose. Brozo is so pathetic, it's incredible. Is Zoo a skill deck? Doesn't look like one to me right now. Hearthstone Arena, biggest skill format, yeah. This one is especially skill. Skillful. No Force of Vigor post side versus Zoo. Why is that? They have 4 enchantments in their deck. You have 3 Boseijus. Don't you think you'd be over preparing for a minor and not that important angle of their deck if you played Force of Vigor against them? Did I have a chance to draft the Quest Priest deck like you wanted? Did not happen yet, no. So it's actually really hard to lose to Leyline Binding. Typically you don't, because that card is weak against your deck. You don't need to sideboard against the cards that are weak against you. What's my favorite HS archetype on Arena? Probably Mage with Infinitize the Maxitude. Leyline Scion. So those cards don't do anything. Leyline, they should board out. Scion. Like, what does destroying Leyline do, right? That doesn't do anything. Scion is pretty bad as well. They probably can't board it out, but they very well could if they would have enough cards, because it's kind of a free mana card. That can die to Boseiju as well, so pretty low upside. Tapped one land too many by accident. Alright, we won. Nice hand. I mean, I figured it's something along those lines. Let's say I keep and I summon the Dryad Arbor, turn 1. Alright, I lost my Hearthstone game. So that's good. Mono black midrange. Value has slop deck, yeah, definitely. Self ESEC. Yes, big Titan, House of Mana MTG. I'm starting to question if this idea is actually unserious now. Might be or it might not. Nethergoyf, wow, that's nice. No discard spell, no removal spell. That's very nice. Forest, that is not so nice. I am relatively skeptical, sure. Why wouldn't you be? And I thought my 61 card deck was mighty. This is highly emasculating, yeah. This is just another level. Another level entirely. The deck size is through the roof. Don't fotsies me. Nihil spell bomb, okay. Nihil novi. I'll get a bounce land to play a bigger beast next turn. What a ridiculous card. Nethergoyf, really? That's ridiculous. I should have maybe 6 mana. No. Shouldn't analyst. I'll draw analyst. Mana. Assuredly, anyways. I can't go to Yemen. Get on a plane. Opponent having cracked their Nihil spellbomb at sorcery speed, looking for land number 3. Just false. Chad, I think Titan wasn't dead. I actually was hit a rough patch and I wasn't lucky for some time and it's actually a fine deck. Villain cannot kill Spelunking. There's no point in having Minstrel against them. The true secret is to just not play against Frog and then you feel good about everything. Maybe I just register as 84. Sure, why not? I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. Opponent's on 61 as well. As well. You know. They are on 61. Not as well. Because I could cut Grazer, but Grazer is kinda alright against them. So I just want to dilute the density of which I draw Grazers with. Off the top of my deck, and I don't want to remove them. This is a myth that some of the cards have to be better than others, because what if they are all equal? You can play around Break the Ice. I think Villain plays that sometimes. Thoughtseize. Sad. What if some of your cards are better than the others? Well, what if not? What if that is not the case? There's a good argument for getting Dryad Arbor. That means that Bounce Land or Vestige is going to produce Titan next turn. If I surveil them on the top of my deck. Co kurwa, Asiok? Śmieciu?
He's a phenomenal control player.
No, just Kazakh's
My
commander.
favorite streamer
So,
streaming
fine.
magic such WOW.
Wow. Whoa, 5-6? Did I board in Bog? Yes. We are safe from the Nether Goyf at some point. Thank you very much, Asmodeus, for your continuous support. I love streaming Magic the Gathering. Why did the sub notification play twice? That is fucked up. I don't know. No explanation. I probably should have played the bounce, made a token, and I can keep mana for this member to combat trick ambush the Nether Goyf. Or something. Probably irrelevant. No, relevant. Definitely relevant. Self-Ashik winning so much with this contraption is frankly mystifying. It's giga mystifying, Max. I don't get it. I mean, winning so much. I always beat him, so I don't know. But I do beat him in like the 5-1 bracket, so 4-1 bracket. So it is a bit puzzling. I play a 7 mana 2-2, draw a card. Draw 2 cards. Okay, 2 cards, good enough. Preordain first. It's free to draw Spelunking. This is a bit of an issue with this, like, preorders, that sometimes you see Explores and Spelunkings and it's kind of redundant. Predra Titan I will regret, but also not really. It's better in play or in hand. There is Thought-Knot Seer, but also Kozilek's Command. Let's say I would prefer it in play. Milled Hedge Maze, Green Sun Zenith. There is a chance I should activate Analyst in my upkeep to get the extra surveil from the Hedge Maze. Let's... Seems like I'm getting Kozilek's commandoed. Analyst looping aspects of the deck are going to be removed. True. Feeling hella good, na, this is modern challenge. Emperor of Boners. Will you create a Thought-Knot Seer? That draws me a card, right? No, my Urza Saga. Interesting. On top here is win, right? Is it? What's in my graveyard? Well, I mean, I get back a Rot Farm and a Hedge Maze. Yeah, sounds like a win to me. Epic win. If I draw this member, I will regret tapping the Barrow Downs, but also I don't care. No, no Urza's Cave. There was just an Urza's Saga exiled by Mr. Emperor. Annoyingly, opponent is going to pick off my lands one by one. But also, it did seem like they had a command in hand because opponent started casting that. And fetch is the one I care about the least, so... Nice decision making, opponent. Could Bojuka ourselves to play around Emperor? Interesting play. Seems like Kozilek's command was fake. I just got 2 counters put on my Cultivator Colossus. That's funny. Draw Dismember. Well, I do get to Surveil twice. So I should have had the upkeep stop, but I didn't. Whatever. If near dead Legend Emperor, I could do that, but I don't care. I would rather Surveil the second time. Chat, Hedge Mazes are so good sometimes. In this deck. Seems like I should beat Ashok as well. Well, I guess Ashok will self-grow Nethergoyf can be annoying, but... only to an extent. Alright, I have to say I waited for the scoop a little bit because I assumed my opponent will do that. I don't know how to respond to my opponent's comments, so I'll just ignore it. And I will play turn 1 Amulet as opponent mulligans to 4. Holy guacamole. Urza's mine. Chromatic Sphere. Let's go. Let's play 6. I think that's good. The other play will be to Spelunking plus Green Sun Zenith set up for Titan next turn, but I don't have a Titan, so... and I have a 6, so... This way I save my GSZ. Holy shit, actual Tron. Collecting Tron lands. Incredible. Rensiam to zaraz po pysku dostanie, no to jest dobry tekst. Chuj dobry tekst, Kserkuwa. This should be a Titan. We won. Both teams fought hard. True. Opponent did move to 4, so that's fighting pretty hard, right? I think. In the mulliganing phase. Getting Tron in top 8 is quite nice. It is quite surprising as well. For sure. Can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Get on the plane. I think Minstrel was useful 0 times this challenge, but I also drew it maybe once. Yeah. I could that if they just unbanned Cloudpass lol. Could what? I think it's fine, says opponent facing down my infinite loop. What is villain even saying? I think they say that they want Cloudpass back. Dzień dobry Piotrus. A dzień dobry Skin. Skinus. Schizo posting in top 8 chat, yeah. 80 cards, 3 amulets, opening hand, yeah. Classic canister, huh? To gdyby babcia miała wąsy, to serio byłaby dziadkiem? I think that is not true, I guess. There are many cases of babcias with wąsys. Why do you draw better with 80 cards? So that's because I draw my tutor targets less often. I explained that many times. I mean, I need to draw a payoff still. But also I drew Boseju, which also means I can't lose. Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, opponent mulligan to 5. Dark Rit Opposition Agent. Holy shit, Opposition Agent is basically an Ashiok but a creature. I don't know if it makes it better or worse for me. Whoa, we're basic. So opponent's hand is Ulamog and something. I think I should not play the Echoing Deeps if I draw Cultivator Colossus. It lets me win. I'll play it next turn though. Oh, hit the wrong Tron land. Monka. Alright, it's Ulamog. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. Alright, Chad, alright. Hopefully I will simply draw a Scapeshift. Hey, that's a Surveillance. Weird to hit it. Alright, I guess I survival top, so... We won. Well bossaged opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have no Spelunking, so I can copy Woodland. I mean, the survival, like, I survival top, so I didn't do anything, right? But... could have done something. Seems like opponent is unfamiliar with the F6 button, unfortunately. You already shuffled the Titan on top. Fair. What can I say? I guess if they had a 0-cost colorless spell... Question though. Why are they hating Titan out like they hate Ultron out? Yeah, I know. Gutshot won't save them. Chat, in MH4, will they print a colorless force? After this loop, one pop just kills you. Is Price of Progress an instant chat? Holy fuck. Twice the number of non-basic lands they control? This card is insane. You're in for pop? Sure you are. R&B. Eva, Eva. Oddam nawet duszę. Price of Progress is like absolutely crazy. Yeah, show me Hastelands. Well, they are there, but there's many steps. Can't. Where's the going deeps? Oh, here. Whoops. Where's Alazibam? Chat, from all of that, opponent's strategy actually worked and I kinda misclicked. In the worst possible way. Should have trusted them. Gigabaited. Titan brain it up, lol. Chat, I don't even understand the... Like, I don't even understand half of the messages they say. What does that mean? Titan brain it up? I mean, I can win, I just need to top deck again. Simply. is insulting your intelligence. Hmm. It's Iceland. Oh. They hit 2 amulets. It's probably better for me. Deserved loss, by the way. Child, I can win still. And like, if I lose, I will win game 3. And if deserved, why is it deserved? I just kind of got distracted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, packed it. Okay, I will. I fetch Vesuva. Don't let me ult the Eugen. Okay. Got like Heracles and stuff. True, true. Alright, we will be waiting anyway, so like we can just loop. Is good. Oh, I have the Hasteland still, I can just kill them as well. True. Two. Mm-hmm. Lol, why these loops take so long? Imagine all of this in paper. In paper, you just tell your opponent what you do, and they are obligated to scoop their cards in 40 seconds. Is that like a rule? If you demonstrated infinite loop, they kinda have to agree to fast forward? Yes, yes. Well, you just say what you do. You don't like, there is no rule that you have to physically move your cards from like one place on the table to another. You can just verbally express your intent. Like, let's say you're casting a Go for the Throat. You can also just, you don't have to point at a creature. You can say, I kill your Primeval Titan with my Go for the Throat. And your opponent is also obligated to get that. Or if they don't understand and they are stubborn like a mole, then you call a judge and then the judge is like, okay, villain, like your opponent beats you now. I'm gonna draw, why? Crazy. Guess I'll keep. I see. Alright, fair. Fat Titan versus Skinny Titan. Seems like Skinny Titan benefits from being on the play a lot. It is a top 4, yes. So the title is a lie. Top 4 is part of the top 8. Free Force of Vigor. Probably remove a Preordain. It's not green for Force of Vigor. Or the sex. The sex. A part lie? No, bro, it's not a lie. How is it a lie? A hitty card deck? Yeah, yeah. 80 cards, 2 amulets. It's normal. I'll have to sacrifice my T-West, but it's fine. I'll just make Titans an attack. I'm trying to intimidate my opponent with my Titan. Doesn't seem to work. Seems like we have to click. The most brutal Force of Vigor you've seen. I mean, it's relatively common, right? It's a pretty common opening. You go Saga Amulet. Maybe they are not familiar with the combo. True, I scooped to them a Titan, so they didn't have to do anything. What excellent mana usage, yeah. Not letting a Drop to waste. A drop of mana. Canister wins. Opponent decides after seeing their draw step. I understand them. Okay. Ooh, soggy meatball in the semi-final. Seems like my sideboarding is appropriate. I have 3 Force of Vigor, so I don't want Vexing Bauble. Minstrel is occasionally useful in the mirror. Sometimes you can disenchant, but you can never kill a creature. Game 1 we started with 7s. Game 2 we also started with 7s. And now opponent starts with a 7 again. That's crazy. So many 7s. Well, this is pretty trash, so let's move again. Yeah, keep Grazer so that Force of Vigor top deck is live. The hand is pretty weak, but I think I like it more than going to 5. Turn 1 Grazer, okay. Into Saga, okay. If Hedge Maze was untapped, I think I could turn to Titan. But I had to play the Going Deeps. To play the Amulet on turn 1. In my case, so too bad. Because I would go land Amulet, and then I have this and this in my hand. So I untap. Lotus Field, 4 mana, Grazer. We will draw Amulet. Do you suggest new cards of EOE for Amulet? No, no. Rebound Saga. Curious. Force of Vigor. Reap. Free Force of Vigor doesn't matter. Holy shit, opponent has Lotus Fields from the future. This is the EOE card. You could play an Amulet. EOE advantage. EOE. EOE. You like the other version in that bonus sheet, fair. There are 2 versions. It's kinda a lot to have 2 versions in a bonus sheet of a card. How is Mr. Soggy Meatball doing? Holy shit, playing against Mim Knight. Mim Knight. Unearth Archon, almost a combo. No, MTGO does have play draw. That's why I was checking if my opponent was higher seed than me. Seems like they Well, that's why they are standing number 1 and I'm standing number 2. Which is unfortunate because being on the play wins games. In the mirror. Whoa, mirror pool from the Cosmos. Rival and Ice Cube. If only they included a cool Crumbling Vestige in the EOE Space Lands, that would be nice, given that Crumbling Vestige is actually ugly as hell. And it would be nice if it was not.